Hi guys, my name is Laura Sneed. I'm the founder of WHIM NYC Jewelry. We specialize in custom engagement rings and custom jewelry in general. And today I want to talk to you about a few things you should know and do before you start your search for your dream engagement ring. Obviously, there's a few different routes you can go. You can select a design online from a whole host of designers, add it to cart, check out, and call it a day. You can go to a mom and pop jewelry shop or another established jewelry store and find a ring. Or you can go the custom route and work with a designer like me and do the entire process start to finish custom. Regardless of which route you go, and I think regardless of whether or not you and your partner are working together on the ring search, you should always start with a Pinterest board or some sort of collage of things you like and even things you don't like. I love when a client comes to the table and they say, I like these elements of a ring, but here are some things I also don't like and I don't want to see on my ring. I think there can be a little stigma around whether or not you and your partner work together in this process, but I think you should do what truly feels best for you guys. It's so fun for it to be a surprise, but it's also really fun to walk through the process together and really build the ring together. But I would recommend going ahead, sit down with your partner and talk through what you guys want this process to look like. If you guys have clear expectations, it makes the process a lot easier going in with the designer or whichever route you choose to go. It's really easy to get bogged down in the fine details of ring size and metal color and metal type and stone shape. Your designer and whatever store you work at is going to guide you through that process. So try not to get too tied down in the weeds of all of the little details ahead of time. One factor that I think we tend to overlook in the beginning stages, but is so important, is how do you want your engagement ring and your wedding band to sit together on your hand? Do you want them to sit flush? Do you mind if there's a gap? Do you want a wedding band that's maybe set higher if you're thinking an eternity band or like a chunky, thick band in between, which I know is really on trend right now? You need to think about that ahead of time because that really is going to impact how high we need to set your ring and the width of the shank and where we place stones all together and what other details we add, because the more detail you add to an engagement ring, if you want a thinner setting, is going to take away some stability. So we have to make sure that we're creating an environment on your hand in the engagement ring wedding band ecosystem that isn't going to tear down the other ring. So think metal rubbing against stones, prongs rubbing against prongs, etc. We tend to get really hung up on carat weight. Oh, I want 3 carat XYZ. And while that's super important and carat weight plays a huge role, figuring out your stone shape first is going to be the biggest piece of the puzzle. Not all stones carry their carat weight the same. Pears, ovals, marquise all face up a bit spreadier so you can get more bang for your buck. Shapes like cushions, emerald cuts, radiant cuts, round cuts all carry their carat weight a little bit more in their depth. I always encourage my clients to have more of a scale reference rather than a carat weight reference. So how much space of your finger do you want the stone to take up? That way, when I'm sourcing for stones, I can get into the nitty-gritty of the measurements and the length to width ratios of stones rather than just looking at carat weights. I have a lot of clients who will come in and say, I want, for example, 3 carats, but I only have this much to spend, and I'm really worried that I'm not going to get the size I want within my budget. But when it comes to size, diamonds are much more than just their carat weight. The measurements and the shape of each stone play such a crucial role in getting that specific look. How much surface area do you really want to take up? And then we work from measurements rather than carat weight, because a lot of times, especially if you're looking at ovals, pears, marquise, stones that really do face up larger, we can find what you're looking for in a smaller carat weight, and then also that helps the budget side of things. There's a lot of wiggle room with different stone shapes in terms of where can we cut corners, get that budget down, but to still get exactly what the client wants. For pears, ovals, marquise, this is really easy because they face up heavier. So you can go down in color a little bit, you can go down in carat weight a little bit and still get that surface area that you're looking for. As for emerald cuts, ashers, anything that does have that step cut look, you really do not want to sacrifice clarity, but you can wiggle around with color a little bit, especially if you're willing to maybe compromise and add some platinum prongs to brighten things up. At the end of the day, designing your dream ring is never as complicated as it feels in your head. I know this is a piece of jewelry that you're going to wear forever. You want it to be perfect, and there's so many elements to consider. I would really encourage you to find a jeweler and a designer that you trust and that you really mesh with and feel a connection with, because that's going to make the process 10 times easier. Our job as designers is to guide you through this process to make sure you get exactly what you want in the most durable setting and within your budget. Someone who's going to lead with education first and transparency is always going to aid in the process and make you feel better about the decisions you're making. That's all I have today. If you have any questions, you can email me at laura@whim.nyc, and then you can also shop and browse engagement ring styles online at whim.nyc. Bye! Okay, we're going to see my jeweler. That's his office right up there.